Hello everyone, it's Safetica team here. We're quite happy to have you on this today's webinar that's focused on our Safetica DLP solution and also our integration for Fortinet. So thank you all for visiting us on the booth on Fortinet Accelerate. And I will just briefly introduce the team here. So I will start with myself. My name is Ota. I'm a business development manager here at Safetica Technologies. Also, I have my colleagues Matej, who is CSO, and also our dear colleague Martin, who's our sales engineer, and he will guide you through the demo and through the presentation of the product and integration with Fortinet portfolio. And also, we're quite happy to have Mr. Martin Plihal from Fortinet Central Europe. His role is key account or channel executive, and he will just on the next slide he will introduce you the security fabric idea, just to remind or just to refresh the whole idea behind the security fabric and our cooperation with Fortinet. So Martin, please, can you can you take it from here?
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. I'm Michal Plihal from Fortinet, and as mentioned, I'm a channel manager for CE region. And first of all, I would like to thank Safetica for the chance to be part of this webinar. And what you see on this picture, or let's say slide, is a Fortinet security fabric. I believe most of you know it and have seen this slide many times before, and probably also presented it to your customers and probably working with it on a daily basis. But I will shortly recap what it is for those who doesn't know it yet or is not that familiar with the security fabric yet. So security fabric is a security architecture, and it integrates our solutions and products into one using a set of connectors and APIs that allows its components, the products, and everything to communicate and cooperate on a higher level and to share the data, let's say the intelligence data about the threats and everything what's going on in the network, and provide a higher level of security. As Fortinet, we cover a great part of the attack surface there is, but we are well aware that nobody can cover it. I mean, no vendor, not even Fortinet, can cover the whole attack surface there is. So because of that, we invite selected vendors to join the security vendor, to the security fabric as alliance partners. And one of these partners is Safetica, that will present their solutions and their integrations to the security fabric in this webinar. And of course, not everybody can be part of the security fabric. So everybody who want to join, every vendor who want to join the security fabric has to go through a pre-selection to show the value and to show if there is a meaning to be part of the security fabric. And the aim of our alliance partner is to build on our products and solutions to help customers get even more value from their security deployments. The whole ecosystem of complementary technologies and services provided by alliance partners help customers gain better security and enables them to achieve a lower TCO of their security solutions. So now let's see what Safetica can offer to you and how they can help you achieve this higher level of security.
Thank you, Michael. It's Ota back. So I will just briefly introduce our company for those who are not familiar with us. So we're Safetica Technologies. We're a Central European company. We were founded slightly before 2011, but we date our history back from 2010 to 2011 because we brought the first version of Safetica DLP on the market. We have 3 different offices. We have Prague, which is a lovely city you maybe know, Brno, which is like a university city of this country, and also we have an office near Charlotte, North Carolina in the United States, where we have fully trained and skilled team to provide support for the United States. So our customer base is now over 200,000 protected devices. We distribute Safetica globally in more than 95 countries, and we grow yearly over 100%. Also, we are Gartner recognized, and I think the most important thing is that we have very good support, and this is something that all our partners like about cooperating with Safetica, that we are pretty fast and effective when it comes to solving any customer problem. Also, I forgot to tell you, if you would have any questions, there is a chat window in the GoToMeeting options, so you can anytime you can ask us there. We can answer your questions straight away. And so now I can continue to the next slide. So we have a couple of awards, but what we value the most is that we have good technology integrations and partnership with great companies like Microsoft, with ESET, who's a global endpoint security player, and also now, which is quite a fresh new thing, is that we're integrated and we became a part of Fortinet Security Fabric. Recently, we won a couple of awards. But I think the most important thing is that we cooperate on a technology level with the best of breed in the cybersecurity, and we help or we bring customers. The joint solutions bring more value, more benefits, and this is something that we're really proud of. So if basically if we took or take a look on a world map, we have presence around the globe. Most of our customers are actually in Europe, followed by Latin and North America, and we are growing our business in Asia and Pacific region as well. So what is actually Safetica? It's easy to use endpoint DLP. Well, this is something that's that's defining our company and our product, because this is the feedback we have from the market. This is the feedback we have from our partners, the feedback we have from our customers. And actually, we are really proud of having this solution that's comprehensive, that can cover all the security, data loss prevention scenarios. But we keep it simple, and we're having the most, the fastest or the most simple DLP on the market, or easiest DLP on the market that you can use and you can implement. So what we do, what is our business, what is our goal, what is our focus, is that we prevent data leaks. We help companies to protect their business critical data. We also help the employees in the companies. We help to prevent their own mistakes. If they would suddenly or unintentionally send an email to a competitor or somebody out of the company with the sensitive content, it might be a big problem. So we help them to prevent these mistakes. We also limit the risks of loss of reputation and up to the very difficult and I would say dangerous stuff like industrial espionage and similar. Also, Safetica helps a lot with regulatory compliance. Here in Europe, for example, it's the GDPR, which was quite a boom last year. For healthcare, we have HIPAA, we have PCI DSS compliance for financial organizations and institutions. So these are the typical areas where we are helping our clients. But what is the difference? We also make the solution available for SMB market, because the typical traditional DLP vendors started on the enterprise market. If we take a look on the Symantec, McAfee, ForcePoint, and so on. So we grew, or we have been growing from the SMB market. So our clients are anywhere from 5 up to dozens of thousands of seats of computers. So we're a pretty scalable solution, but we make it really easy and really effective for customers in the SMB segment, which means also the customers that they don't have security people or ID security manager, they can manage the solution by themselves, and they can have the benefits in the first 2 weeks of installing the product. How we actually do it is that our philosophy is basically based on 3 simple steps. We start with audit, with the company's security assessment or security audit, and we also audit the behavior of the people. So we find the security issues, and based on that, we educate the employees on the security policies, so they know how to behave. They know they will learn about the company security guidelines, and they will be educated by the product itself actually to follow these rules and to keep the sensitive data safe and to keep it inside the company. And the third step is I would say, the hard protection, or this is the phase where you actually implement the restriction policies, which you will see in a few minutes. So the protective stage is the moment where the user is able to work with everything. He knows what to do. But for example, if he would make a mistake, for example, and put a wrong email address, so he won't be able physically to send an email with the sensitive content, and all the rules you will see in a few moments that Martin here, our sales engineer, will present to you.
All right, thank you, Ota, for work. So before we start and have a look on the video, how Safetica interacts with the endpoint users, first I would like to introduce you to our Safetica Architecture. Safetica is a client server-based solution. The main service, the heart of the product, can be run on the premises, but also the solution is made for the cloud services as well. The databases we use are the one from the Microsoft, the SQL, and this database then store all the policies and logs from the data flow in the company. Then for each endpoint that we would like to protect, we are distributing Safetica solution. This solution can be distributed via standard softwares like the GPO or the ERA or any third-party software. Now, let's go through the video. So the data can be shared using several channels. One of those that we will have a look on first are the building operations like the clipboard or copying the content of the file to another one. So first of all, we've got our XLS file over here, which contains sensitive information. Once there are any policies applied, you are going to see them at the bottom right corner. Clicking on these, you can see all the policies which are applied. Now, for this file, the clipboard is restricted. However, once you are using the clipboard within the file, this operation remains available, and the user is still able to use that. However, if I would like to take the content of the file away from the application, then this access is restricted. The content of the clipboard is deleted. Another way how user could take the data out of the file is doing exports. Safetica carries the policy from the original file to the destination one. One of the most used channels for sharing the data are definitely emails. As Ota mentioned, it doesn't have to be always intention, but sometimes it can be a simple mistake. In this scenario, we are sending our sensitive file to the potential competitor. Safetica allows to set up DLP in 2 regimes. One of the educational one, where customer or where employee can do the decision, and the second one is fully restricted, where they don't have a chance to decide. Now, let's move to renaming the file, renaming the extension, and moving the file from the desktop to the external drive. This is another channel which is quite largely used. Usually during the security audit, we encounter that users are using these channels quite a lot, and there are several thousands of these operations. Another popular are file uploads. Again, in Safetica, especially with one of the latest release, you can define your sensitive zone where it's secure for data to be uploaded, and then anything else can be simply denied. Following up with the alerts, Safetica allows you to set up operations or tasks which will alert you during the potentially dangerous user operations, like copying data out of the company or attempting to copy those data. These alerts can be then reported using the emails or for the SIEM, and this is one of the scenarios that we will get back to a bit later during the live demonstration. Using the contact technology isn't the only way how Safetica will help you to define your sensitive data. The second option, which is available in our product, is using the content technology. We got some already predefined regular expressions, as you can see over here. With each version, we are adding a new, which can be used right away, so you don't have to define them on your own. However, if you've got some specific identifiers in your company, you can use those and you can create your own. And also, if there is any third-party classification in your environment already, then you can let Safetica know how these identifiers looks like, and then you can simply use them during applying any policies. Moving to the web console, the web console offers the same data flow overview as the desktop one, except in the web version, there are some extra functionalities which in desktop version aren't. Over here, an extra functionality which is available is mobile device management. Safetica offers this application which works as an anti-theft application or software, and it prevents data leak if the user's device is stolen or if they simply lose it. So using this solution, you get everything in one place, and you can use Web Safetica to set this device to factory reset, for example. Okay, so now I'll let Maciej to proceed with the presentation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Martin. So let's proceed to the part that I think is going to be the most interesting for everybody, because that's what Ota mentioned in the beginning, and Mr. Plihal as well. And it's our cooperation with within the security fabric. So the steps that we've done, the steps that we are going to do product-wise, to be able to extend our protection, to be able to communicate, and to be able to fit into the security fabric of Fortinet. So let me start with with just like brief example how the things are. As Martin already explained, our Endpoint DLP solution is quite comprehensive and is able to protect all the data and all the data leak channels from the endpoint. Nevertheless, there is also the network that is all around it, and once it leaks on the network, you have a limited visibility into it from the endpoint side. That's why Fortinet technology and security fabric kind of completes the picture of the entire data protection within the company, and helps companies to really extend the security in terms of data protection to the worldwide or to the whole network. From the integrations that we've already done, let me start with FortiMail. I assume that most of you know it's a technology that allows you to protect email messages and email data flow. Safetica itself, as Ota mentioned and also Martin showed, it is capable of restricting or allowing user, to work with the emails from the endpoint station, and FortiMail completes the picture in terms of once you send an email from the endpoint, Safetica loses visibility what is happening to the email then. But Safetica can pass the information that this particular email contains sensitive content or sensitive information inside. And FortiMail then can decide what can happen, and therefore broadens the possibilities of DLP. Martin is going to in the next live demo, you're going to see some very interesting scenarios around, for example, endpoints where Safetica is not installed, around maybe mobile devices where you don't have such protection, and Safetica can basically, and with a cooperation with FortiMail, secure the email as a perimeter or as a channel of moving the data very easily and very broadly with FortiMail in this way. Another integration that is already done is basically integration with FortiSIEM. As you all know, Safetica or data protection is just part of the entire security posture and the entire company's technologies that is aimed on cybersecurity. So we know that it's an important piece of puzzle that adds up of many important data leak channels and many important incidents. But what is usually above it is some sort of technology that aggregates all the logs and aggregates all the events from your environment, and that's usually the SIEM solution. When it comes to FortiSIEM, it allows you to see what is happening within the data security thanks to logs that Safetica is capable of sending there, and also makes it easily processed in terms of other information that you're going to have there. So you're going to have the entire context of the security incident containing also the logs from Safetica, which will allow you to have comprehensive audit trail for incident management or for forensic investigations as well. This is how it looks like right now. So you can see at least the scheme, how the entire architecture might work. I would like to mention that this scheme and also some more interesting materials are going to be available for you, and they are included in the solution brief that is already on our webpage. We are going to provide you with some links later. And big part of what are we working right now in terms of research and development is integrating Safetica with FortiGate, basically extending the endpoint security and endpoint DLP features with network DLP features which are available within the FortiGate. We already have some working prototypes of some of these things that we have in the pipeline, as you can see on the slide below. And especially the first thing that we focus on is being able to pass the information from Safetica about sensitivity of the data to the FortiGate, which then can decide what can happen with data on the network level. So the integrations are currently under development, but you can expect very first benefits for your environment, for the security very soon. And it is one of the very important parts of our roadmap because it basically extends the endpoint security and endpoint DLP from Safetica with the capabilities that FortiGate is able to offer. Okay, now I'm going to pass the word back to Martin, who is going to show you some live demo and going to demonstrate how the current integrations with FortiMail and FortiSIEM work. Where can you set it up in both consoles, and how can the scenarios look like if you are looking for them as such?
All right, thank you, Mati. Just get my presentation environment ready for you. So starting with the first integration Mate mentioned, and it was the FortiSIEM. Okay, just a minute. All right, here we go. So as I said, starting with the first integration Mate mentioned, and that was the Safetica with the FortiSIEM. Safetica offers two areas where we can send some potential interesting information into the system. The first one I would like to mention is the access control. In this area, you can use Safetica to report any activities regarding the bad credentials during logging into the system. So all you need to do is simply add an address where the FortiSIEM system is, and then save the settings so they stay applied. The second area where FortiSIEM can be used are the alerts. Alerts are basically we call it sometimes as a third step during the DLP policy setup. First, you would select what kind of information you would like to receive from your environment. For example, if a user breaks or tries to break any policy, data sending via email, In the second step, I would select from which users I would like to get this piece of information. And in the third step, you can decide how this incident will be reported. Emails, and mostly importantly, we got email. You can add the address of your FortiSIEM. So all these important information are then redirected to the system, and it's all available in one place. All right, the second integration with the FortiMail. For this scenario, what we've done is that we've got two virtual machines, client 1 and client 2. And on the first client, we've got Safetica available. We've applied some policies to restrict users from sending sensitive data out from the company, but they can do that within the company. So to represent email, which would be out of the company, let's start with Gmail. Okay, so now I'll select some sensitive file, which I've defined in Safetica. And as you can see, at this point, Safetica's policies have kicked in and restricted user from sending this email. Okay. The company we got set up in this environment is under domain testing 10. So let's send it to another user within the domain, and the file is gone. So moving to the second computer, as I mentioned before, this computer is without Safetica running. So right now, email came, and as you can see, the invoice is present as well. At this point, Safetica has no power over controlling the emails, and thanks to the integration with the FortiMail, we've informed this system to don't let these files with a specific flag to leave the company. So now let's go for the example again. Just outside our company, if I try to send the file, as you can see, there is a reply from the FortiMail server right away, and the file has been blocked. So how we can set this up? You can move back to the client. Over here, we've got FortiMail console. Log in. Before we have a look on the setting in the FortiMail, I would show you the policies in our console. So what I've basically done is that I let Safetica know how that sensitive file looks like. To do that, there are several ways, but for this scenario, I've selected the context technology, which then leaves this identifier, which you can see in the middle of the screen, attached to the file. And then this piece of information is then passed to the FortiMail, and this is the information that FortiMail reacts on. Then for the policies, just briefly, I've defined my company trusted zone where testing10.com is allowed one, and then I use this safe perimeter for setting up the DLP policies. If I move back to the FortiMail, this policy or the functionality that we used is hidden under the profile and content. Over here, FortiMail allows us to set up the rules, which will then decide how will FortiMail react on the emails which contain this piece of information. This information is then stored under the content and monitor filtering. I can select the dictionary, and then on the profile, you'll be able to see the identifier as in Safetica console. So at this point, once email is leaving the company and it's containing this pattern, FortiMail goes through the header and the body of the email. And once this information is stored there, then we've decided to reject these emails from being forwarded out of the company, and the data security remains. All right, that's for me. I'll pass word back to Maciej.
Okay, thank you very much for the live demo, Martin. And what I would like to show you in this point is what materials that we prepared are available for you currently. Don't worry, these are URLs that you can't click obviously right now, but we are going to make the presentation available for you, so you can take a look on our website. There is a live demo on our webpage where you can take a look how Safetica works. There is a video, and actually the entire video channel on YouTube, you can take a look, where there are videos about Safetica, how it works, what information it contains. We also conduct regular product webinars where we go a little bit deeper. We only had just 20 or so minutes for a live demo today, but there are definitely like webinars where we go through the product very deeply. We also have the solution brief, as I already mentioned before, and we in Safetica are definitely happy to help you with all the scenarios, all the questions you might have, and we are very happy to show you how to extend your data security with Safetica and integration with Fortinet technology. With that being said, I think it's time to move on to questions and answers. I can see that we already have there one question about licensing. There is a person asking, how do we license Safetica, and what is the licensing model?
Yeah, so hi, it's Oda speaking. So we have a subscription model, so you can basically purchase Safetica for 1, 2, or 3 years. So it's more or less the same like with any other endpoint solution. But actually, as the entire world is moving to the MSP kind of business, we're getting ready for that, and we already have a program for our partners to provide monthly billing and licenses based on the monthly usage actually. So these are the ways how you can work with the licenses. And let's see if we have any more questions here.
Okay, well, we don't see any right now. If you any other right now, so if you want to ask questions and you don't know how, there is a questions kind of a part of your screen where you should be able to type those questions for us. So it's really up to you. But if you don't have any, we will just keep you in for a couple of minutes to be for you to be able to write them. If not.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that we have everything completed and prepared for our partners. So we have e-learning platform for you available, so you can learn more about our solution. Also, as I mentioned, as Mate mentioned, we have regular product webinars, and we have our team ready, or training team ready, to show you the capabilities of the product and how we integrate with Fortinet solutions.
Okay, I see that we've gotten some questions.
We have more questions here. So what is the largest number of users scale you had on Safetica? So the largest number, the biggest customer so far is 40,000 licenses. Oh, it's nice, 40,000, yeah. 40,000 licenses. And well, I'm not sure if I can share it publicly, but we already had a question from one of our customers if we can share the name. So I'm working on the public reference with them. So I'm just got the response yesterday. We have the client for 2 years, but I'm not allowed to share publicly yet to say who it is.
Maybe we can say at least that it's a governmental organization in Latin America.
In Latin America, yeah.
Okay, are there any more questions? Something you would be interested in?
Yeah, so there's another question. There's a person who's unfortunately late. If yes, you're able to get the presentation after, or even the recording of this webinar after we're finished. So we'll send it to all of you guys. Yes, we will be sending the presentation file as well. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we'll wait here a couple more minutes if you would have any questions. And for those who are busy or in a hurry, so thank you for spending these 40 minutes with us. It was great having you here, and we really thank you and appreciate your time that you spent with us. Well, thank you. Also, I have another question. If we provide perpetual licenses, well, usually no. In very special cases, on certain markets, we do, but it's not the kind of thing that we would do, like typically do. So we have this option for certain clients, for certain, mostly the budgetary reasons, but it's not the mainstream for us. Yeah. Okay, another question. How is it, or how would you find the Excel file when you change file name and extension?
Yeah, so all these operations with the files are recorded. Safetica has basically two areas where you can watch your files. The first one is the auditor itself. It records every single file movement in your environment, mainly those which are from one type of device to another one. If there are any specific files that you would be interested in or specific extensions, you can specify those in advanced settings, and then you will see every single operation over these files. Once you will define some sensitive file in Safetica, then there is a DLP module which will then focus only on these sensitive files and nothing else. So it's not mixed up with the regular data flow in your environment.
Great question. Thank you for it. So since we don't see any more questions, I think we can wrap it up for today. So once again, thank you. You will get the recording, you will get the presentation, and you can contact us on a dedicated address that you can see here on this last slide. So thank you once again all for joining us today, and we are happy to cooperate with you in the future, and we are happy to get in touch again. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks. Bye-bye.